Here's what people come to me and say as a coach, okay? They say, I don't have discipline. I got a discipline issue, right? They're like, I don't know. I just start and then I lose my steam, Lisa. And then, life starts lifing, Lisa. And then all of a sudden, I can't make time to cook. All of a sudden, I can't make time to work on my business. All of a sudden, I can't make time to exercise. Life started lifing. And all of a sudden, I don't have the capacity. I don't have the discipline. I don't have the consistency. And I don't know why. Lisa, help me. So here's what I need you guys to understand. Optimal health is not a privilege, it's a right. However, unfortunately, the overwhelming majority of health challenges today can be attributed to lifestyle. This includes our physical activity, the quality of our relationships, stress, purpose and fulfillment, and of course, our diet. But what if there was an alternative? What if we could prevent and combat these health challenges with lifestyle changes before pills and procedures? You are listening to the Plant Protocol Podcast with yours truly, plant-based health and business coach, and now the forever voice in your head, Lisa A. Smith. It's time to come get this health. So let me get this straight. You're asking and praying for a break, but you're not preparing for a breakthrough. Okay. You're asking for a break, but you're not preparing for a breakthrough. I recently learned and discovered that everybody is not ready to win. Like winning isn't for everybody. Like I recently discovered that winning is not for everybody. And let me tell you how I know. I know winning isn't for everybody because everybody's not preparing to win. People are praying, people are wishing, people are hoping for a breakthrough, but they are not preparing for the breakthrough. And so I want to talk about today as a coach for years now, I've discovered some significant things about individuals and how they show up on when it's time to achieve their goals. And what I discovered is there's one reason in particular that people are not preparing to win. And that's what I want to talk about today. There's one very key reason that as a coach for many years, health coach, business coach, like people come in and they have goals, but then inevitably somebody falls off. Like, don't get me wrong. Some people, they go in, they kill it, but that's not the majority of people. And I've been trying to figure this out for years, so much so that I used to think that as a coach, I was doing something wrong. Like I would watch people come into our programs and they would not give their best, like they would not do their all. And I'd be like, now, wait a minute. They said they wanted this, right? But then their behavior doesn't match what they say they want. So I want to share with you guys today that after years of working with hundreds of people, what I've been able to discover is the reason why people are not preparing for what they want. So I have a coaching program called Farm to Table that's been around since 2016, right? And this is a plant-based coaching program where we help individuals who have health goals around weight loss, around chronic health issues, and they want to combat them using a plant-based diet. Now, at Farm to Table, it's an application. You have to apply. And during the application process, we ask people 2 questions, right? And I pulled up some answers for you guys because I want to go over this. We ask people 2 questions when they're applying for Farm to Table plant-based coaching program. The first is we ask, how has being overweight or being unwell impacted the quality of your life? Right. And then we ask them another question, which is, what's a key goal you hope to achieve when we accomplish these health goals? Right. So we have 2 bits of information. We know how being unwell, being overweight, being diabetic, being hypertensive, having high cholesterol. We want to understand how that's impacted their life up until now. And then we want to know, once we achieve their health goals, lose the weight, get off the medications, what do they hope to achieve after we've accomplished their health goals? And so the things that people want to accomplish when they achieve their health goals is pretty big. It's usually really, really good. Like, I want to start a business. I want to volunteer in my community. I want to find love, right? I want to live out my purpose. I want to write a book. I want to start a nonprofit. Like, we hear some phenomenal reasons as to why people want to improve their health. And most people have them. Like, it's not just a matter of living long. It's not just a matter of being off of medications for the sake of it, but we want to know how you want to leverage the health that you're after, right? And so we ask these questions so that we can know our students very well. Like, we ask these questions so that we can better understand what our students want to achieve and what's the end goal. But here's what happened. People list these amazing reasons as to why they want to get well. And then when it's time to do the work, people are not doing the work. Like a lot of people are not following through. Like people come out the gate really good. Now tell me if this is you. You start really well. Like you ain't got a problem with starting. Like your starting is a 10 out of 10, right? So like you start really well. I'm going to drink my water. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to eat right. I'm going to stay out of the drive-throughs or whatever area it is in your life, in your business. I'm going to come home every day and dedicate 2 hours to my dream business. I am going to do the research. I am going to come up with my name. I'm going to register it. You start really, really well. But it really started bugging me. Like, why do people start well, but few finish? Like people are great starters and horrible finishers. Like, why are we not achieving the goal? Why are we not reaching the goal? Right. And so it was divinely downloaded into me that winning isn't for everybody. And I'm going to tell you why. I believe from years of talking to hundreds of students and clients that the number one reason why people are not preparing to win, meaning actively preparing for the things that they say they want, this is a big one, is because they don't believe it'll really happen. They don't believe it'll really happen. Now, Only Goddess on Instagram said, I think it's the lack of discipline and organization. Nope, I don't believe it. I don't believe it's a lack of discipline and organization, Only Goddess. And I'm going to tell you why. Here's what I want you to think about. I want you to think about a goal that you have for your life, any area, health, finances, career, love, family, whatever it is. Okay. Think about a goal and something you want to achieve in one area of your life. Okay. Now I want you to pause and really think about what you would do and how you would move if you woke up tomorrow with a 100% guarantee that what you wanted would happen. Now, do you think you'll be able to find the discipline and the organization in? Like, do you think you will be able to find the consistency and the energy to get it done? Then, like, if you had to become a different version of yourself in order to take advantage of this opportunity, and you had a 100% guarantee that it would come to fruition, right? Like you got good, solid information from a source that you trust, like this is happening, get ready, get ready, get ready. They said your name. They not considering nobody else. They about to make you the offer, girl. Get ready. If that happened and you had a 100% guarantee that the thing you've been praying for and hoping for, like girl, I'm not supposed to tell you, but he gonna propose next week when y'all on vacation. Like this is happening. This is it. Like if you had a 100% guarantee that the thing you've been hoping for and wishing for and praying for was actually going to happen, how would you move differently? There will be some furniture moving. There will be some schedule rearranged. Your week will look totally different this week. If you knew next week you was getting that big offer, if you knew next week you were getting that proposal, if you knew, see, behavior follows belief. Behavior follows belief. That's the first nugget I need you guys to understand. Part of the reason we are not actively preparing for the things we want and we are not actively showing up to do the things that are required to prepare us for what we want is because for a lot of us, part of us don't believe it's going to happen, or part of us don't believe it's possible. Like that's what I find over and over again when I talk to clients. And again, this is not coming from assumptions. This is me talking to hundreds of people over the years. And when I think I need to coach them through nutrition, or I think I need to coach them through lifestyle science, or I think I need to coach them through business strategy, as the conversation progresses, guess what we inevitably end up talking about? Their confidence and their belief in what they want. Like so many of us, we say we want something, then we put conditions around it. I want this to happen, but this can't happen because I got to take care of my parents. Or like, I want to relocate, but how is that possible? I'm a caregiver to so-and-so, or my job is here and I can't transfer. So what happens is people have dreams and they have desires and they're not actively preparing for the thing they want because they lack belief. That has been my experience, Only Goddess, is that it's not that they lack discipline. It's not that people lack organization. It's not that people lack resources. It's not that people lack support. They literally lack belief, because I want you to think about how you move when you truly, truly believe, that something is going to happen for you, when you truly believe in the outcome that you are praying for, when you truly believe, like, this is mine, like when you've claimed that thing, you move differently. Let me tell y'all something that just happened. In 2019, 5 years ago, I went to somebody for an opportunity. Like I proposed an opportunity to somebody, and this somebody is, kind of has a big name, a big following, and he's responsible for a lot of people. Okay. And so I went to him with a proposal in 2019, the year before COVID. And, we sat down in a meeting one on one, and I talked to him about what my proposal was. And, I really wanted to help his people get healthy. And I really felt like, his place was the best place to do it. And I pitched my offer. I made an offer. Right. And he was very interested in the offer. And we had some conversations about it, but then COVID happened. And so COVID happened. We had to go all inside. And that kind of just shut a lot of things down. And I never forgot that I made the offer, and I still see this person on a semi-regular basis. And so what happened just the other day, like a couple days ago, he called me up and he's like, yo, is your offer still available? I want to take you up on your offer. Now, I made this offer 5 years ago in 2019. And he came to me and he said, is your offer still available? I want to take you up on your offer. And so I asked him a few questions, and we talked about it a little more, because his counter offer was bigger than what my initial offer was. He was like, not only do I want you to do what you said years ago, I also want you to do this too. Right. So his counter offer was bigger than my original offer. And so at the end of the conversation, he asked me a question. He said, do you need to pray about it first? Right. He was like, do you need to pray about it first? And my reply was, no. I prayed about it in 2019 when I first brought it to you. I'm already ready. God already gave me the yes for this. And he laughed and he said, oh, so you've been waiting on me. I said, and half, right? And the reason I'm telling this story is because 5 years after I made this original offer, I am ready. 5 years later, I am sitting on ready for what he brought to me. Meaning, in the 5 years that have passed since I made this original offer, I already have the skills, the knowledge, the skills, and ability to execute on the offer, because I've been preparing like every seed that I've planted is going to eventually flower above ground, eventually bloom, right? Like, this was a seed that I planted 5 years ago. I didn't stop working and refining my personal skill set. I didn't stop refining my mastery of my subject matter, because every seed that I plant, I expect to sow it. Like, I expect it. It's not like, oh, COVID happened, so that proposal or that pitch is never going to happen. Y'all want to know what I say after somebody tells me no? Like, it could be in a one-to-one conversation with a potential client in one of our coaching programs, or it can be like a proposal that I pitched to an organization, whatever it is. When people tell me not right now, or no, this isn't for me, or whatever, you know what line I say to myself every time? They'll be back. That is my like, they'll be back, because I've watched it happen over and over and over again. Like, they always come back. Like, because I already know that what I'm offering you is what you need. I already know that I'm the one who is more than capable to fulfill what I'm offering to you, because I don't go after anything that I'm not qualified to execute on. And so every single time, like, I don't let my foot off the gas. I don't let a rejection or a no discourage me or slow me down or make me think that I'm not good enough, or it's never going to happen, or I'm not successful. All the limiting beliefs we attach to rejection, right? The only thing my mind says is they'll be back. I cannot tell you how many people come back. I cannot even tell you how many people. It could be after 3 months. It could be after 6 months. I've had people come back after 2 years, like, all right, I'm ready now. I'm ready. Are y'all enrolling for Farm to Table? Lisa, I'm ready. Are you enrolling in your business accelerator? I'm ready. You came to us with this proposal for our organization. Are you still up for, they'll be back. And so it's been my experience as a coach with talking to all of these people year over year. The reason people sign up for stuff, the reason people enroll in stuff, the reason people pay money for stuff, and they start, y'all got fire activation energy, right? So they activate that activation energy and people start well. But the reason people are not making it to the finish line is because somewhere in between starting and the finish line, they run out of belief. And the lack of belief is what begins to dictate behavior. This is never going to happen. Oh, I done made all these proposals and planted all these seeds. And then here comes COVID. It's going to ruin my business. I'm never going to be able to speak again. I'll never be able to run my programs again. I'll never get clients. I'll never make money. I'll never lose this weight. I'll never get healthy. They told me this runs in my family. I must need to be on this medication for the rest of my life. The lack of belief. And what happens? Behavior follows belief. And so it's the lack of the belief that is now dictating every move you make. The reason people are not preparing to win is because they don't believe they'll win. I'm telling you. And so what I need you guys to understand, if you have had a history of not getting to the finish line, you start the book, you don't finish it. You start the business, you never open it up. Like you start the workout plan, you start the plant-based diet, and you never execute. You start giving up sugar, you never fully give up sugar. You start giving up junk food, you never fully give up junk food. Like everybody's starting stuff and nobody's finishing. And it is everything boils down to the mind. Everything boils down to belief. Because again, if you got good, solid information from somebody you trusted today that said this time tomorrow, the thing that you've been praying and hoping for is going to happen, I promise you, you will find the discipline. I promise you, all of a sudden, you will find the time. I promise you, all of a sudden, you will find the consistency and the organizational skills. And you will all of a sudden find the resources to become who you need to be in order to get the thing that you want to get. But it's the lack of belief. I promise you, is doing it. It's damaging us. And so what I want you to understand is that when you are not achieving your goals, right? If you're failing, here's what people come to me and say as a coach, okay? They say, I don't have discipline. I got a discipline issue, right? They're like, I don't know. I just start and then I lose my steam, Lisa. And then, life starts lifing, Lisa. And then all of a sudden I can't make time to cook. All of a sudden I can't make time to work on my business. All of a sudden I can't make time to exercise. Life started lifing. And all of a sudden I don't have the capacity. I don't have the discipline. I don't have the consistency. And I don't know why, Lisa, help me, right? You don't have a discipline issue. You have a belief issue. You don't have a consistency issue. You have a belief issue. You don't have a strategy issue. You have a belief issue. I need you guys to understand. I need you to think about what you would do if you believed 110% that the thing that you wanted was going to happen. All of a sudden, you will miraculously become the most disciplined and consistent person on the planet. It's a fact. Y'all not operating with belief. Right? But you're fooling yourself because you are taking steps. Like you are signing up for the programs. Like you are coming to my free masterclass. It's like, y'all, you are showing up and signing up for my challenge. So it's kind of weird because you're not doing nothing, but you're still not doing enough. You're not doing nothing, but you're still not doing enough. Right? So when I boldly walked into his office in 2019 to pitch my proposal, I knew it then. Like I knew it, like this is it. I am who y'all need to solve this problem in your institution. I am who you need. And look at here. 5 years later, he calls me up with a counter proposal that's bigger than my original proposal. Now, let me tell you what would have happened if I did not believe that every opportunity that I buried or planted in the ground was going to grow, is that in these last 5 years, I still wouldn't have been on top of my game. If I didn't believe in every opportunity that I planted, every seed that I planted, I wouldn't refine my leadership skills. I wouldn't refine my speaking skills. I wouldn't refine my presentation skills. But that's what I've done in the last 5 years. So the version of me that he's about to get is even better than the version that walked into his office in 2019. It's even better. The version of me that he's about to get is even better than the version of me that walked into his office 5 years ago. Because just like the iPhone, I upgrade every year. That's why price is always going up. Because the version of Lisa you about to get is one who has been consistently sharpening her skills so she can get better in every aspect, because she believes that everything she wants is going to happen. And she will not disappoint God by getting in front of an opportunity unprepared. So here's what I need you guys to understand. And now, a word from our sponsor. Oh, wait, that's me. I'm the sponsor. This episode is being brought to you by the Plant Protocol's 30-day salt, oil, and sugar-free vegan challenge. Weight loss, stabilized blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol, mental clarity, increased exercise, healthy relationship with food, sugar and fast food addictions eradicated. Those are just some of the results our challengers got during our last challenge, and it's going to be even better next time. If you want to experience the power of plants, if you want to learn more about what it's like to live a whole food, plant-based lifestyle, and you need to do that in community with experienced coaches, with live interactive classes, say less. This challenge is for you. It only takes a minute to click the link in the show notes to get registered. Go tell 3 of your friends to tell 3 of their friends that it's time to come get this health. Get this transformation. Get registered. We're kicking off prep month on December 1st. The challenge officially begins January 1st. And from now until then, we'll be dripping masterclasses and content and recipes to you to get your mind and your body ready for a phenomenal transformation. It's time to come get this health. Now back to the show. I need you to understand that winning requires preparation. And the only way you prepare to win is believing that the thing that you're going after is going to happen. This speaks to faith, y'all. This speaks to faith. The lack of faith in your outcomes is causing you to do less. The lack of faith in your potential outcomes have been causing you to not show up for yourself. Like I have people, we have clients in our coaching programs. We got 3 coaching programs at my company, right? We got Clarity, our mastermind. We have Farm to Table, our plant-based coaching program. And then we have our business accelerator, right? So we got clients across all 3 programs. And of course, like any other program, any other classroom, there's people who don't show up consistently because they understand fundamentally and intellectually that, you know, they need to be healthy or that they need to work on this business or whatever it is. And they understand why they signed up. They understand the why behind why they're doing what they're doing, but why don't they show up consistently? And when I start reaching out to people, to absentees, like, what's going on? We haven't seen you in a while. You ain't been in a portal. You ain't been in class. Like, what's up? Well, my confidence, I'm just insecure. I just don't know if I can do it. It's a belief issue every time. Like every now and then they might try and feed me a line. Like, I just been busy. No, you ain't. You ain't been that busy. It ain't that much busy in the world. What you've been is a non-believer. That's what you've been. Like, you understand the value in what you signed up for. Like, you believe it's possible for other people, but you don't believe it's possible for you. Therefore, you are not preparing to win. It's a lack of belief every single time. And so I need you guys to revisit your belief around the things that you say you want. Like, do you really and truly and honestly have faith that they will happen? Because I promise you, every seed that I plant, I have no doubt that it's growing. I need you guys to have that same conviction. I need you guys to have that exact same conviction. Because if you don't, no matter how hard you try, if you don't have the conviction, your effort will be reflected. Like, your effort will never surpass your level of conviction. Does that make sense? It's impossible for your effort to surpass your conviction. So if you are not 100% convicted that the thing you've been praying for, hoping for, wishing for, desiring for years, envisioning for years, if you don't have 100% conviction that that is available to you and will happen for you, your effort will not match it. Like it's just, no matter how much you try and control it, like I'm going to try really hard, even though I don't quite believe, that don't even make sense. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So winning isn't for everybody. And that's okay too, right? There's got to be a bronze and a silver, I suppose, right? Winning ain't for everybody. And so it's also okay if you just want to stay safe. Here's the thing about staying safe, though. Let me give you guys a warning before I hop off. It's perfectly okay not to always be striving for something big. It's perfectly okay to not be in a season of growth. It's perfectly okay to not have like this big thing that you're going after, this big project that you're working on, or whatever it is. It's perfectly okay. Like it's okay sometimes to just coast. However, here's the problem with coasting. We need to make sure our coasting season matches a coasting mindset, meaning don't be coasting because you don't feel you're not in the mood to strive. But then in your brain, you're desiring the things that come with striving. Like if you want to coast, change your desires. That's the only thing I ask. Don't take up precious energy, time, and space telling all of us, your friends, your family, your colleagues about all the things you want in life. And meanwhile, you're coasting. Like if you want big things, if you have things that you want to bring to fruition, if you know you've been disobedient, then your effort has to match your desires. Your desires cannot be this big, but your effort is this big. Like, don't keep talking our ear off about what you want your life to look like, but you've decided to be in a season of complacency. So just make sure everything match. That's all I'm saying. Listen, I'm from Detroit. Like, shout out to Detroit Gators and players, honey. If we got on a green suit, baby, you better believe we got on green Gators, period. Okay? I'm not proud of it, but it's where I'm from. What y'all ain't gonna do is talk about them. You know what I'm saying? Not in front of me. I'm not proud of it, but what you're not gonna do. So just make sure everything match is what I'm saying, right? Like get the whole short set. Like if the top is your energy and your conviction, the bottom's got to be your effort and they got to match. Just make sure they match. That's all I'm saying. Like if you want to coast, just make sure your desires match a coasting mentality, right? Don't be asking for more, praying for more, want increase, want overflow, want miracles to happen, and your effort don't match it, right? Now, if you're going to commit to having the effort and putting in the energy, make sure your belief, like you got to work on that faith muscle. And so if there was one way, I didn't plan on telling y'all how to do this today, but let me give you a how, because the coach in me just don't feel right telling you how to think and not telling you a little bit of how to do it. If there was one way I would tell you, one thing you could do to refine your belief and your conviction, it would be 100% get yourself a possibility model. You got to get a possibility model. You have to, i.e., you have to increase your proximity to someone who is doing or has done something similar or the exact same thing that you're doing or trying to do so that you can model their beliefs. Like you got to get a possibility model. Some of us, it's easiest for us to believe just with our eyes closed. The rest of us need to believe with our eyes open, i.e., we need to see it. We got to see it in somebody else. We got to see somebody else getting it done. Like, you know, there's probably people who never would have believed or even considered running for president as a African-American until they seen Obama do it. Like, man, we ain't gonna never see. And then when you see a black president, now it's probably people in Congress, people in Harvard Law School right now waiting to take their shot. But they would have never even considered that for themselves until they saw it. So some of you need to believe with your eyes open. Some of us have the ability to believe with our eyes closed. And so if you're an eyes open person, then I need you to get yourself a possibility model, latch on to somebody who has done the thing, who is an example of the thing, who exemplifies the things that you want to represent, right? And that way you can become a believer. You increase your proximity to them. So that means don't just follow them privately and blindly. Make sure they know who you are. If they got a program, get in it. If they got an email list, get on it. If they have an event, go to it. Like increase your proximity to them and be like, okay, you're a Black woman who started your own such and such. Let me, get some of that energy and rub it off on me. I'm about to make you my possibility model because I'm struggling with my effort. My effort oscillates between 10%, 70%, 80%, 40%. I'm not consistent with my effort because I'm not consistent with my belief. So let me get in front of a possibility model who can model the beliefs for me that I can then adopt, who can coach me and help me with strategy that I can then adopt so that my effort can be consistent. Okay, we got to start preparing to win, and everything starts with belief. And if you're struggling with belief with your eyes open, then you need to get a possibility model to help complete the package for you. Was this helpful? Anthony says, tell them, coach, you show up differently when them beliefs change. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Like when you believe that this is going down, like imagine knowing that your bae was going to propose to you next week on vacation while y'all on vacation. Honey, hair did, nails did, everything did, right? You're going to be prepared. You're going to be prepared to get that ring because I know this is about to happen because my best friend leaked it even though she wasn't supposed to, right? So we got to prepare to win. I need everything you do every single day. When you wake up, I need you to act like everything that you want is going to happen. So your effort can reflect that. Like if you knew that, like, you know what, I am going to be this world-renowned speaker flying around the world, impacting audiences of all sizes, guess what you would do? Squats and lunges. Because guess what? You got to be trucking through these airports. Guess what you would do, right? Sit-ups and crunches. Why? Because you got to be in that tight little dress on stage looking good. You will prepare to be in front of the public's eye if you believed it was going to happen. Shout out to me, hitting these stages all the time and looking good because I believed. Like, no, you about to be a speaker and everybody gonna know your name, right? And you gonna snatch edges in every audience that you in front of. And what I'm doing now, snatching edges in front of every audience that I get in front of and looking good. No body insecurities, lost the weight, lost over 60 pounds, right? Got body confidence. And now I do my thing. I'm a believer in myself. I'm a believer. Please, right? So that's what I need y'all to do. Like I need you to do eat right consistent, work out consistent, drink the water consistently, pray consistent, work on your spirituality. I remember asking God, let me tell y'all about this prayer I had, and then I gotta go. But several years ago, I remember, like I still get on my knees to pray, like old school, right? So I got down on my knees and prayed, right? And I was like, God, I need you to give me discernment. I'm like, I don't need it today per se. I mean, we always need discernment. But what I was praying for was the future. I was like, God, please give me discernment. And then I said, because where I'm headed, there's going to be a lot of temptation. I'm going to be a multi-millionaire with a successful coaching company. And I just know that the more successful you become, right, there's different type of challenges at that level. It's different type of challenges at the top, God. And I need you to give me discernment so I can pick the right people to be on my team, so that I can pick the right partner to do life with, so that I can make sure I only go after aligned opportunities, so that I only say yes to clients for whom it's going to be mutually beneficial, God. Like, give me discernment on every decision I'm going to make, because where I'm headed, I know that I'm going to need above average discernment. That was my prayer years ago, before my company even was where it is now, because I knew that winners win and I'm a winner. And I'm like, I know I'm about to be super successful. So let me just lock this characteristic in now. God, let's start working on this together now. Give me the best discernment ever. Because what I'm hearing from all my successful coaches and friends and people is that there are challenges that come with that level, and you got to have good decision-making skills. So God, give me discernment. That's a prayer of a believer. It's not, can you make this happen? It is, I already planted the seed. I talked to you about it first. I know it's going to happen. So now my prayer is different. He already knows what I want. Now I just got to tell him who I need to become. That's a different type of prayer. That's a different type of prayer. He already knows what I want, right? Now I just need to pray about who I need to become for when I get what I want. Y'all got to start acting the part. So does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. That is the number one reason people are not preparing for what they want. They lack the belief and the conviction And that is handicapping. Like you're self-sabotaging yourself with your lack of belief. Can I do it? Am I good enough? Am I pretty enough? Am I tall enough? Am I smart enough? Am I qualified? Can I do it as good as them? Do I belong in this room? I don't speak that good. I don't have mastery. I can't squat that low. I can't cook all the time. I don't have the time. Shut it down. Like, shut it down. All this self-sabotage with all these limiting beliefs. Shut it down and start acting as if. Okay? I'm done yelling for today. This has been another episode of the Plant Protocol Podcast with your host, Lisa A. Smith, aka the forever voice in your head. Until next time, you guys be well. Bye, y'all. You tuned in today because, like me, you refuse to let your good become the enemy of your great. You're not settling for good health when optimal is well within reach. If you're ready to go from good to great, visit lisaangelsmith.com to learn more about our plant-based health coaching program, Farm to Table, and our plant-based business accelerator and coaching certification. But before you go, if you enjoyed what you heard today, please consider rating and reviewing this podcast. Until next time, remember, radical obedience is still undefeated. Stay obedient.